welcome back to the third episode of the Dark Souls Guide series. This is Conner Cunningham with Gaming Trend. Let's get into this by first giving ourselves some levels. Leveling up is always a good idea if you know you're not going to need the souls right away, so keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to have to head back to Firelink Shrine, and I'm not going to make you guys sit through that, so I'll see you whenever I get there. Enjoy your time walking back. Bye-bye. And I'm back. That's probably a very painful walk, because this game just likes to torture you for not being able to fast travel the current bonfires. Let's rest up here. Now, the area that we're going to is, you may not be able to do it if you didn't take the master key, but that's a whatever. Regular Blighttown sucks. It just does. This cuts off a lot of time and it takes a lot less effort. But there's one thing to keep in mind. The region we're going into, the Londo Ruins, is not something I would recommend trying to tackle at this point. Reason 1. You can't actually damage the enemies without a specific item that you use or without a specific weapon. You can look into those individually. The weapon is kind of stupid to get a hold of, and the items can be a little expensive to buy. And second, the main boss, the 4 kings, not worth it. Now, this is the reason why I take the master key. To get into the Valley of Drakes, or whatever they want to call it. Way before you're supposed to. Now, I never actually cut through and go the opposite direction to the left, going this direction, because I just don't. It takes a lot of time and it's not really worth it. Now, these upcoming guys are tough to kill, but you don't really need to fight them now, just to demonstrate how stupid they are. It can be backstabbing, which is beneficial, but it's just not worth it. I just run past. Now, one thing to keep in mind is ladder placement. I always forget the ladder placement, so I'm probably going to end up stumbling through here. So, just keep that in mind. That's kind of the... Now, this is one area that I always fall off, because my brain doesn't go to the torch, which is where a ladder is. It goes to stupid area where ladder not be. These guys really aren't much of a threat. They do a lot of damage, but you can one-shot them. Now, coming down here, always remember with this whatever thing, don't just walk off. I'll show what happens whenever you walk off. You die. Try and always roll off or onto. But, so you don't have to walk back here, don't have to watch it. I'll be back. See you then. And we're back. Now, I'm going to shut up while I get all the way down. But this is probably the most annoying part of doing it this way. It's really not super difficult. So just keep that in mind and take it slow for your first time. Now, why that puts the souls right there, I don't know, but it always does. I always walk off from that direction. You can actually hit it walking off. That's me. But this is where it can get a little scary because this poisons you. It's not a super big deal, but if you're not used to the layout of the area and you don't have much Estus, it can get a little stressful. They don't really do too much damage. Now, there is one invasion that you're going to have to kill, and I recommend killing her because you can summon her for a boss, for the upcoming boss fight. That's me. It's personal. Now, let's use these. Now, at this point of the game, I'm not super worried about how many humanities I have because I know I'll have enough for upcoming bonfires. And later on, there's going to be really nice humanity farming. Like, real nice. Real easy. Just perfect. I mean, I say it's easy, but you can still easily die. Let's get this item. That leads nowhere. You'll see a similar area to this at a different place, but it's to the back of a monster, and the monster is just too annoying to kill from the front. But that's if you go through Blighttown from the other normal direction. This way you don't have to worry about it. Let's get this done. Now, if you have noticed, I am that person to waste humanity, or in the later games, embers and all of that stuff. Really, I just waste a lot of stuff for no real reason. But that shows also to difficulty. If you can get through it with wasting items, it shows that if you conserve your items a little bit more, you should be good. Now, I always just run past these guys because I'm lazy. And that's what we want. These guys do so little damage, it's not really worth stressing over. Now, these can get a little annoying to hit if you don't have a weapon that attacks from up above. And he's gone. As easy as that. And you get some bonus humanity. Get that all nice and good. Everything's set. Now the next boss can be difficult. She does a lot of damage, but the person that we just killed, the invader, you can summon them for the boss fight. And it's kind of cheap, like really cheap. Now, do be warned, going this direction, you're basically guaranteed to be poisoned. It's just the way it is. It sucks, no matter, I mean, you can get your resistance high enough to where it doesn't happen, but it's not really worth it. It's not. The armor itself, all of the stat bonuses, now, sidetracking a little. Be careful, those guys will throw boulders at you if you go too far to the left, or too far to the right if you're coming from the boss arena. But, it's just a matter of time. Now, these dudes down here, don't attack. Unless you want a parasite, don't attack. They're not hard to kill, but there's consequences to killing them. And I think that's a moral of killing literally everything in this game. Summon. And I'll shut up for this boss. cutscene once I actually enter in. Now for this, it's fairly simple. You really just try and stay at it back and stay far away if you're at the front, because the front-facing attacks can actually reach really far. Now, your Phantom will usually get stuck on lava pools like that, but you won't normally die from it, so just keep that in mind. Whenever she does do the breath attack and creates new lava pools, it gets rid of the previous lava pools, so keep that in mind too. And this is where stuff's gonna end pretty quickly. Going down. Yep. It's really not too bad if you use the Phantom. If you don't, it can be a little tricky. And of course, it didn't record any of that. This is getting real annoying today, but technology issues happen. But going through here, don't go forward from that bonfire yet. It's not really worth it. Come back later. But 2 chests, both behind illusionary walls. That item, or 1 chest, 2 items. One is the item itself is not. But let's go down here and get this. These slugs aren't really too much of an issue. And they will drop different forms of Titanite, so keep that in mind. If they drop green Titanite, if you need that for a blessed weapon or whatever, usually they'll drop 5 pieces at once, so keep that in mind. Now, always try and stay towards the edges if you can, because as you can see, you're not slowed down nearly as much, because it's not as deep. Let's get these guys dead. Now, if you're right up on these guys, they do more damage than whenever you're a little further apart. If that one doesn't come down, it's not going to kill it. But going back to the bonfire, whenever it was actually there, rang the bell and got some bonfires. But I'll see you back wherever we're heading next. See you there. And I back up. Now, I am sorry about missing footage, but that area isn't super difficult. Now, this bonfire is inactive, but I'll see you at Andre. See you there. And I'm here. This is where things get fun. Give him that. What am I doing? Yep. I have enough stuff to buy. Yep. And do get some arrows. These are going to be important. Now I do get both types most playthroughs, but it's really not worth it, so I'm not going to do it. And if you noticed, I am lacking humanity, because like an idiot, I fell off the elevator going back up from Blighttown. But these guys can be really annoying. This one isn't super difficult, but the one in the Catacombs and the ones in Sun's Fortress, they're way too annoying. Let's hope I don't die. Now, if you want to just be a little bit of a coward and stay back and shoot it with a bow, it's more than possible. It just takes forever. And that's all it takes. They do a lot of damage and they are very annoying, but that's whatever. Now through that other doorway is a place we'll be going to far in the future, so don't really worry about that too much. Now, whenever we're here, I'm going to put in some new levels. What am I doing? No. Levels. But whenever we got this done, I'm gonna cut you and I'll be back at Firelink, because that's where we gotta be next for the next area of the game. It's gonna suck. See you there. And we're back. I hate this part. Now don't talk to him. Not that I'm gonna go through his storyline for this, because I think finding the alternate path and doing it yourself is better, but I want to give some chances. I want to have plenty of opportunities for you to think about it. But through this area, run past everything. It's really not worth fighting. Now, if you went through Sen's Fortress first, you could get the Zweihander and go through this entire area with, or the Zweihander, the Great Sword. Let me correct myself. But you could make the Zweihander a blessed weapon and just get to the very bottom of this to get proper equipment to actually make blessed weapons. But once you do that, it makes this area as a whole much easier, even if you have to suicide, and I'm probably going to die a lot. Now kill these guys. 100% kill them every time. Now, keep in mind in this area, if you're wanting to take it the smart way, rest as much as possible, but also try and keep in mind that if you exit out of the game, depending on the enemy location, it can save you. I probably won't do that, just so it can be of assuming I don't know that, but keep that in mind. Let's get through here. Get this kindled. Now shut up and let the gameplay talk. that we killed the necromancer sorcerer or whatever the crap it's called, these guys can stay dead. They're permanently dead. Now there's going to be another one, and this is why we bought some arrows. Do I have the bow equipped? No, I do not. Good thing I checked. Where is it? There it is. Alright. Kill this guy with arrows. Probably a little hard to see, but... and that's all it takes. Now, there's 4 or 5 of those guys, something like that. Maybe there's only 3, I don't really care. I never take this pathway, and you will see by how many times I die, probably, why I never take this pathway. I'll try and show, physically, even though I'm probably going to end up losing quite a few humanities, why I take the path that I do. Now, in this area, there's really not much to say other than just go through, killing as fast as possible. They can be really annoying, so be careful. And also keep in mind, dudes with shields, and I think even the regular ones, compare you. Yeah, that's how unfair these things are. They don't riposte most of the time, if they even can in Remastered, but it's still real annoying. Yeah, I'll get it. I never pick this up. I never feel like it. I never use it. Kind of one of those weapons that's meh. That's probably one of their most annoying attacks. Let's keep going through this area. Now, do keep in mind that this is not a fun area. Out of the entire Souls series, actually Soulsborne as a whole, I hate this area the most. Like, it's just so bad. Now, this little room is... this area as a whole isn't too bad. These things will spike you, so run completely through. Those skulls explode. Be careful. And they do a lot of damage. Let's see if I can get that one to start. These guys will not be able to be killed. So if you can, try and get them to fall off. Actually, I don't know if they'll be able to be permanently killed. Nope. We just run through this as fast as possible. Were they killed? That's weird. Come on. Push this guy in now. On the opposite side of this, there's a dude called Patches. Goes by various names depending on the game. But very annoying. You do be careful. You'll see why in a minute. But I'm going to shut up and just let you watch for now, because there's really not much else to say other than run through as fast as possible and try and kill as much as possible. Now, jumping down here is important. Don't trust that. Don't. For one reason. If I can figure out how to use the ladder. That jerk will lower it on you. He'll flip it.
Yes. Best of luck with this.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. and jump. Yeah. I'm already too late for taking shortcuts. Might as well. I'm so scared of this area because I screwed up every time. Now, there's one mistake. Go down here. And you'll see why I hate this. It's all pretty basic. But continuing forward, that's nothing, by the way. There's that. And I'm probably gonna die, but I don't really want to walk back here, so yeah, this is not gonna go very well. And I think I'm gonna run out of Estus too. I'm gonna continue until this thing's... I'm dead or this thing is dead. Let's try and get Bo in here. Well, where is it? Now that's the main thing that I hate about this area, is because this duty enemy is enemy. It's not very easy to kill him with a bow in here. And it requires so many arrows, it's not even fun. Actually, I may give up on this. This is gonna be... yeah, I'm done. Let's see how far I get. Now, with these, I can always try and dry out that attack. It does way too much damage. This whole area can be described as way too much damage dealt. I'm gonna grab this and hopefully I don't die. And heal. Oh, I'm out of Estus. Oh my god. I may have to use a humanity. It is quick. Oh. I hate this dude. But the thing that we're gonna come up on by going down through here, I hate even more. Like, so much more. I'm gonna try and kill it. I'm gonna die though. Basically kills you in one hit. Even later in the game. Basically end game. Still basically kills you in one hit. This stupid Black Knight does more damage than the Black Knights right outside of the final boss's arena. Yeah. And there's also a sorcerer below it, so you don't technically have to go through it, but you kinda have to. Yep. A regular attack's basically one shot. And yeah, I'm dead. I'll see you back at the bonfire. It's just not worth it. I may try and come back here off camera, but I'll see you at the bonfire. And I'm alive. Well, not alive, but you get what I mean. I hate this area. I don't know how many times I'm gonna end up saying that. Because you also can't really run past things very easy. You have to kind of kill them a little bit, but I'm just gonna show how much faster it goes whenever you have already kind of killed stuff. Assuming I don't fall off the edge. So I'm just going to let the gameplay talk. See whenever it's actually worthwhile talking. Now, if you want, you can go through there and you can find the Necromancersaurus or whatever it's called. One of them. An additional one. So that would officially make 2. There's 4 that I can count. Right off the top of my head, but come back down here. Now do be careful, you can fall off that pretty easy. Talk to this guy. Yeah, I mean you could have done it before, but kind of died. Push that. skip all his dialogue, because he's actually probably one of the best characters in all of the Soulsborne universe, to be honest. But it just makes everything more annoying. Now you can go straight. Well, let's head back down here. This is one thing. Push that. Just do that. This is one thing that's annoying. Every time. That's it. Yep. Every time. Down that hole is where we need to go eventually. I'm probably not going to do it for a while because I'm lazy, but that's me. It'll probably be whenever I need the skull lantern that I'll do it. But I'm just going to let the gameplay do its thing. Now, don't jump from this direction. I've never hit it. I do that every time. It's not worth it. But I just figured that's probably important to express. And now back through here. So let's see where this takes us. And I know this is going to be boring. Skip through basically all of this initial stuff. I figure repetition and showing how I go through this and why it's annoying really enforces my hatred for this. Oh my gosh. These things are just... Makes you wish you could mod the console versions and just download a mod that removes them all. Now, let's go through the real direction. And I may attempt the Black Knight one more time. I'm probably gonna die hard though. But we'll see. Let's see if I don't die from the skeletons down here in the first place. Now these guys will not stay dead, so keep that in mind. Right off of that, yep, I'm gonna die. Not even worth fighting at this point. I don't even know why I'm trying. Yep, I'm dead. I'll see you back. Just don't torture yourself with this guy at this point of the game. And I'll see you back at the bonfire. And here we are. Oh my god. This is probably one of the most stressing places of any game that I've played, other than a leapfrog. Like, knife-only Resident Evil 4 is less stressing than this. And yes, I have attempted that guy more. I tried parrying. We all probably have established that I can't parry. But let's go through this. Now, through there is death. Kind of. Not really, but this area is... You'll see where it connects. Oh my god, please don't blow up. I never go through this area. I just don't. You're probably going to see why. There's just too many enemies, and they don't stay dead. They have bows. They do a lot of damage. Like, this area as a whole is where I always... No, I don't want to go down yet. But this area is where I always screw up on a speed run. You can get sub 2 hours if you take the right routes. You get lucky. But holy crap. Let's see if I'm gonna die. Go through here. Let's get this guy dead. Now I think there's only one left that you should actually kill. Darn. Die. I hate these things. Go away. I'm gonna die. Whoever thought that this area was, like, even good should be fired. Like, they should have been fired. Now that's a weird transition. It always gets me. But you're probably seeing where it connects to now. So the question is, yeah, I 100% am. No, too chicken. Yeah, no, not worth it. Nah, I have to show my strength. Why do I torture myself? Why does anybody torture themselves? See if I die. Fun. You better not. Let's see. Do I die right off? Well, I dodged. That is basically a useless item. Trust me. This area's gonna kill you. Let's see if I can make it to the area that I want you to avoid. Nope. By the way, those skeletons stay. They don't disappear whenever you kill them, because there's another necromancer or sorcerer or whatever it is. Oh my god. Well, let's continue through this. I'll let the gameplay talk. I can't believe that happened. I really can't. But I think I'm gonna start doing this my way. If I don't die rolling off wrong. But see that little ledge? See if walking actually functions. Go first. I was about to literally walk off there. Get as low weight as possible. No, try and always roll to that. You don't have to. But that route makes things so much easier, and you can there's actually some in here. Now let's see if I can make it to the place I want you to avoid, because it's a dead end. Right here. Don't go into here. Gets knocked open, but not yet. And it's also not an illusion. I'm dead. I'm not even gonna lie. If this was me just personally playing this and not trying to make a playthrough / guide, I'd rage quit. I'm not even joking. I'd 100% rage quit. Better not. Ooh. I was afraid that guy was going to try and parry me again. Stupid screw attackers. Now, one thing to avoid, roll down here. But, let's see. Don't go off the opposite direction. Don't go off that side. But you just decide to walk. Okay? Perfectly fine. Here's one thing. This bottom area, you can't survive just running around. Like, trust me. Because this will happen every time. Just don't. Now I may cut back to that bridge, so I'll see you then. And I'm back, finally. Now, here is one mistake I made a lot, and I'm sacrificing humanity for this. You see the summon, okay? You expect your summon's going to be fast. No. I swear to you, this summon is the slowest thing in this game. So, you summon. You run off to the boss fog. You think it's... of course, air conditioner. But I hope it isn't too noisy. But come down here. Think, my summon summoned. Let's not wait. Let's go through. This is what happens every time I go into this stupid boss arena by myself like this. I don't know if it's dumb luck or what. Because it doesn't do it if the summon's closer or if the summon's in the arena. It only does it whenever it's just me and the summon's further away. And it is annoying. Now, Pinwheel's kind of a joke. Trust me. It's also kind of creepy. What? Summons like 2 of them, 3 of them, however many to summon. Yeah, does that. And you're basically gonna get hit. But I'll see you back here, so see you then. And I'm back. This time, let's take this seriously and just stop the suffering of this area and come back whenever we're a little bit more OP. Give the summon time to... I do it here, you can do it in the boss arena. Doesn't really matter. Oh, that almost hit me. Now, also wait for this guy. Real slow. Keep in mind, though, for whatever weird reason, whenever you're not outside the arena, enemies still target you, but they won't target your NPC, which is nice. Or your phantom, so... See, for whatever reason, whenever there's a phantom, it only summons one behind. That's probably just me that happens to, but it happens every time. Yeah, and Pinwheel's a joke with that. What I got here? Low on those. Whatever, it was worth it. But between here, Tomb of Giants or whatever it's called, that area is real nice. You'll see that later on. It's just, I hate these areas. But from here, I'll head out and I'll see you where we're at next. And we're back. This is where the real fun starts. Let's get all the upgrades we can get. Sen's Fortress isn't actually that bad. There's really only one spot that's an accidental death if you don't know about it. But that's not... yeah. I'll probably show it just to demonstrate. I don't really care about losing my humanity. And let's upgrade this. Yeah, I'll buy a couple of these as an extra. Even though that's not enough, it's always nice to have a couple extra. And yeah, let's might as well do this. It's worth it. Saves so many arrows. Alright, I think that's all I need. Potentially. Yeah, let's buy. Yeah. It's always better to be more powerful than you need to be than to be weaker than you need to be. Straight facts. Now, I'm not gonna rest because I'm gonna die intentionally. Let's just hope this doesn't take too long to get through. And I hope it doesn't have another mistake with recording like it did earlier. Ugh. So there is Blister if you go straight. That does a lot of damage. You can sometimes get it to where these guys hit it. I don't really rely on that. Or not super tough. Kind of squishy. Do a lot of damage, but yeah. 2 hits. My question is though, like, whoever designed this fortress really didn't think about the idea of it not being a maze and it actually just being something that you could defend from the inside out. It's like, what's the point of that? Let's see if it'll do it. Let's see if I can get it. Right here, right in this. Yep, there we go. That's real annoying. So keep that in mind and we'll see you back here once I respawn. See you then. And I had to walk all the way back because I'm stupid and I didn't rest at the bonfire. Sometimes you wish it was Dark Souls 2 or 3 where you could just fast travel, but I might as well use these and level up while I'm here anyways. Now, as a whole with Sans Fortress, just remember that don't go to the bottom area. Titanite demons suck. There's extra items, and there's a little bit of a shortcut. I never use a shortcut. That's me, because I go through the area like 3 times per time I can use the soul vessel. So, and this is also something to keep in mind later on. On one of the story paths, you're not supposed to use the soul vessel or the Lord's vessel, whatever it is, on its desired area. I'll say that. I don't really want to spoil much, but most people watching this probably don't care because the game's been out for however long. But you only need to have it to be able to warp / fast travel, whatever. Just keep that in mind. Whichever path you take, you can still use it and you can still warp around. So just keep that in mind as we're going forward. It's not really that important. Now, as you can see, they do damage. It's just not much. It really isn't. Let's see. Nope, I didn't step on it. Oh, I did. We did. Well, my sword did. Not quite sure. You wanna die? Why did I do that? Now, in this area, there's also Onion Bro. I never talked to Onion Bro, because it sounds real bad, but to get storylines to work in this game other than DLC stuff, it's just really annoying, so I never actually spend the time to do it. Partially because I never play this game in the right order for it to work half the time. Now, my advice for those is always wait if you're not sure on the timing. It's better to wait than to die. Now, just use a bow on these guys. Well, on this guy, and there's one other that you really want to use it for. Probably going to take a lot of damage, but I'm going to shut up and try to focus on doing this. I suck at it. So just shoot it, repeat until it's dead, and you're good. It's probably hard for you to see though. But it's basically center of the doorway, and if you get a headshot, it's going to back up into the right slightly. So just remember that. I'll shut up. I was surprised that it took that long. So this one isn't super difficult. You can actually run through it without killing the guy. It's easier your first time through learning the timings to have him dead. Yeah, that happens. Now there is a trap chest in this area. I don't really care. Direct boulders this way if you want to kill that guy. Don't kill him without directing boulders, and that dude standing still should be your warning sign that something's not right, so keep that in mind. Now this area isn't actually too bad, even if you have heavy armor and you're overweight. It's called don't use armor. It's really simple. Come on. It's not coming? What the? You're a joke. Good. Now, through that corridor in the middle there is stupid boost bolts. I always roll in and then face the right side. Oh. Can you not figure out what a doorway is? Is it painful? Good. Now here, take off all of your equipment. Trust me. It's worth it. And wait, as soon as this one clears, don't go right away because it'll still do damage. And then just hug this side. You can do it with armor, it's just you have more time. As you can see, there's plenty of time, extra time there. But just keep doing that. And that's the easiest way to get through this area, trust me. Now you can redirect this to any direction, but it resets over time. If you don't actually rest anywhere, you just go through different areas. But if you rest, it automatically resets as well. Now that will actually all of these. Apparently I suck at stepping on stuff. But just wait for it to get better. Now, this is one area to keep in mind. The path itself is not difficult. I personally do the same strategy of... Why am I getting this out? This is wrong here. Yeah, it is. Whatever. But I'll use a strategy of taking off all of my clothing. You don't have to, like, as you'll see. You just have to time it right. I always like to make sure that there's enough time if I'm not doing a speed run. Yeah, and there's plenty of time. And you're dead. Here, Red. Boy. At least I assume you're male. I guess if you're a serpent, I wouldn't really be able to tell. You gonna come down at me? No. Coward. Trying to throw lightning bolts through a wall. Not gonna lie, this is that one game that I would fully expect them to actually allow that to happen. Then, here. Not really worth it, but, yeah. Don't have to buy some later. It's so weird that they're still rattle while they're dead. Now, do keep in mind that that one is one to kill with a bow that I was going to try and kill earlier, but I couldn't. Try and go for headshots on this one, and you'll see why. If you, not me, you don't suck. Come on! Headshot. How are they? It's like you have to hit it directly in the face. But just on the giant grotesque snake neck. And it's dead. If you're not using a stronger upgraded bow, if you shoot it in the head, it can back off the ledge. Let's see. Can I make it through? Will I make it through? Yeah, and stop in the middle. Don't run all the way through. That's the worst mistake you can make. Now this direction, I always avoid it. Now through here is where things get real frightening, but they're not actually that scary. You'll hear the explosions, but I've never actually been hit by one. And I mean never. There was bonfire. Let's get this off. Yeah. Takes so long to get humanity. From just a design perspective, Dark Souls 2 is still so much better than this game. I get this one was first, other than Demon Souls, and they did major improvements in how the game worked in this one over Demon Souls, but overall, with Dark Souls being a B-team game, the amount of improvements that it gave to just general quality of life was nice. Even if the Fume Knight's stupid sword is like the size of a freight train. And there's those big guys. Well, a big guy. And I have just as much trouble for these ones again. Let's see how bad this goes. Can you please? No, I don't trust it. How many more? Should only be one more. Maybe two. Aww. Sucker. Beautiful items. Now, this leads you down there. Don't go in that tower unless you want to fight a whatever it is. I feel like it's an invader, but it's real stupid. I hate it. I really do. And I don't don't really think there's much of a purpose going on there, to be honest. Don't go to that guy yet. Come here, child. Of course. These things, the stupid things that thrust, get so much easier with a greatsword because you have greater reach. That was the wrong button. Thank you. Yes, there's nothing over here, so. Now. I really hope this isn't gonna pull the same crap it's been doing all day and not record the boss fight. For whatever reason, it's just been recording a black screen with audio. I don't know if it's a PS4 thing, something that I'm doing. Probably something that I'm doing, but it gets real annoying whenever it does it. This dude is kind of a joke. Not gonna lie. As you can tell. Now, straight, not the fog gate, but straight is Iron Tarkus. Up the stairs is Giant, so let's go and kill that Giant. Shouldn't be too difficult. No, I was trying to learn to get the door. You're gonna see why in just a second. Come out here, start slapping him around. Come on. That's what you want. Just try and stay on his right side. You may get hit, but eh. And heavy attack this sucker. And of course it didn't. I just checked that because it recorded as a black screen. But we're going back to Anor Londo from the black screen. This isn't the first time I did this. And I can't go back and fight the boss. It's not very hard. Once you summon Iron Tarkus, stay on the left side of the arena and try and stay back. There's a mound of debris. His ranged attacks can't actually hit you. But whenever Iron Tarkus, or whatever his name is, gets in the arena, it's kind of an unfair fight. It really is. As long as the Iron Tarkus doesn't get knocked out of the arena, there's very little room to move for one reason. Mr. Tarkus takes aggro. And that aggro is perfect. Don't know why, but if you go too far forward, you won't lose the aggro. If you stay back, he automatically aggroes to Tarkus. That's not really proven, but that's what I've seen. And this is... Second, the area itself is very hard. This is stupid getting into the area of the mansion or whatever it is. I hate that. I hate the archers. That guy's kind of peaceful, so don't really fight him if you don't have to. I never also fight those guys. But we're gonna come to this bonfire and end off the episode. And next episode's gonna be a little trickier boss fight wise, but the first one, much easier. There's a nice easy cheese that'll help you get through it. But that's all we got for this week, and I'll see you next time. So that's it. Do whatever you want. You're a free person. Like, subscribe. I don't really care. It's up to you. But as said previously, see you next week with episode 4, and Smough and Ornstein are going to be the first boss we're going after. So be prepared. See you then.